down 10% to make up for that 1% rise in interest rates. So if you're looking for a $200,000 home, do you think interest rates might go up 1% before home prices come down $20,000 in your price range? I would definitely agree with you.
This is a beautiful
there.
script.
So let's do the right thing and make an offer today before interest rates go up.
Right. So, one of my favorites is, gosh darn it, I don't have a crystal ball. I had one and it broke. But there are all those factors. This is a great script, and with the market shifting as it is right now, there's going to be a lot of objections about moving forward at this time.
Price drops and all that.
Right. I honestly, I have a couple that I just admire so much. They're a young couple and they're building their estate. And today or tomorrow I'm listing this little unit that they have of theirs, but they have a second one they want to list and sell the two and build up. But I did what I thought to be the right thing. I advised them to sell this one because it's kind of pain and there's a few other things, variables that make sense. But I said, let's hold off until winter season, unless things really start hitting the fan, if you know what I mean, and coming down, so that we can make sure that we sell that at the top of the market. And then I want you to just hold on to your money and let's wait till spring or summer, when I personally expect things to really come down. So the bottom line is, when is the right time to buy? When it's the right time for them. And there's so many variables that enter into that decision making. But it might be the right time right now. And so that's why you have to, dig in so much and make sure that they do understand how interest rate affects a payment. And if it's not something that you're really comfortable with yet, you might just create your own little sheet of, something like that, like $200,000 and what that would mean, so that they get an idea. Your average person doesn't understand that. I've been in a market where it was 13%. Wow, 13%. If you put in $500,000, I'm better with words than numbers, but do that. I tell you, it tells a lot. If you have a $500,000 loan amount and 5% versus 12%, whoo, it's crazy. When interest rates go up, buyers that have been qualified to purchase lose buying power, and then it can knock them out of the market. So interest rates are a big part of this.
But if the market is due to shift, interest rates are super low right now, the market's due to shift, interest rates don't go up when a market's going down.
Interest rates?
Interest rates,
Oh, interest
they go
rates.
down in order to stimulate the economy and the housing market.
Right, typically they might even go
So,
down a little bit more. What we don't know is what's going to happen in the future. If they think, oh, I'm going to wait another year. There's so many different.
It's at its all-time low right now, though, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
3.5%.
It's incredibly low. That's a good reason to buy now. But then they might be thinking, but the prices are going to
But
come
their
down.
mortgages,
Yeah.
What are interest rates today?
3.5.
Where do you buy them?
Yeah, about 4.5%, on par, I think, right now. But they change all the time.
I think
Well,
that's the prime rate.
Well, no, the prime rate isn't the mortgage rate. They do affect the mortgage rate, and that's a whole nother seminar. But yes, the prime went down last week, and so that will kind of trickle down and impact our mortgage rates. Have you worked with a mortgage person, or is there someone that you?
Yeah, I have Fidelity gave me their app, and I just looked at their interest rate site, but it doesn't have interest rates on it.
Right, that's
She said she was gonna
it's
fix that.
changes.
But she didn't,
She said she was gonna fix it, actually, that was the wrong landing page.
but it didn't fix it. She didn't
Okay.
fix
So you're working like with Rita
But-
or
Mercy.
Mercy, okay.
But
Give
I
Mercy a
think-
call
I
and
think
say,
you
what are the
can
rates
get-
today?
Okay.
Like, I think you get 3.25, I think you get lower.
Really?
The local banks are having promos right now. Malia told me 3.1 at First Hawaiian,
Okay.
So
and
that-
no points,
Wow.
and no points, it's some sort of
Tell
a
your friends.
promotion.
Crazy.
But
Crazy.
then Bank of Hawaii goes, oh, okay, and so then they compete with
adjust
that,
and
so
compete.
I think
Mhm.
actually the local banks are good options.
And I'm not suggesting that you do whatever it takes so that they can see that they need to do now, because we wanna sell something, I'm suggesting that you look at their situation, and these are the moving parts that might change. So let's look at everything, and just help them to come to their own conclusions as to whether or not it makes sense. I maybe use not the best example when I refer to my couple, because in their pie, they're mainly investment, right? Not lifestyle, but investment, so, you know, they're willing to, we do expect the rates to remain low, but also for the prices to come down.
Exactly, that's why I'm questioning, if somebody told me this, I would now question their integrity, because rates are low, they might go lower, and they might have to, even though they don't want to, if the housing market drops.
Well,
So, if somebody told me this, I would be like, wait, but those theories don't work like that. Rates don't go up when housing prices go down.
I can see your point, and, I mean, I don't know about that script, but I think it's important just to give them the facts so that you can lay down, if this happens, it goes this way, if that happens.
Right.
I get you.
I thought that's what happened. I thought if the cost went down, interest would go up. I thought that's just how it
They,
happened.
well, that last in the
It depends on the health
financial
of the
crisis,
economy.
they dropped it to stimulate the economy.
To stimulate the economy, and do you guys know what is the largest
Housing.
determining factor of the health of the United States economy? Homeownership,
Yeah.
right? And we're still way below what it was prior to the recession, this last recession, so, that's one of the main reasons why they're keeping this low, so.
Yeah, a financial advisor told me not to worry about the interest rates because you can always refinance your mortgage if it's really high or something.
Yeah.
You want to buy when the mortgage is low or when the prices is low, and it doesn't really matter too much about the interest rates because when the economy changes, you can refinance.
Again, that kind of comes back to my initial thing, which the bottom line is, when's the right time? When is the right time for them?
Yeah.
Because they're also figuring in their personal decisions, job market, or a new baby coming along, they need more space. You know, there's so many different things. Good point. Here's a good objection, we wanna sleep on it. One of my, I'm not gonna tell a story, but I had a funny, never mind. I'm also good at tangents. Who'd like to read this one?
I'll read it. We went to sleep on it. You're right, this is a huge decision. However, I have to give you fair warning with as little pressure as possible. If you're ready to write an offer on this home, other buyers may also be ready to write. Being first to write will make a difference in negotiating the best possible price for you. Is there something specific holding you back? How can I assist you with your decision? If they still want to wait, that sounds good. I'll call the listing agent first thing in the morning to see if the home is still available, and then I'll call you. Do you have any questions on the property I can get answered for you? Do you have any other purchasing concerns I can assist you with?
Sort of a thinly veiled threat, would you say?
I thought so.
I do too. I like the first paragraph, or the first two,
Yeah.
but I'll call them first thing in the morning to see if it's still available.
Yeah.
I actually like the first though. You know, you're right, this is a huge decision. I wanna give you fair warning though, with as little pressure as possible. That works for me personally, right?
I like that.
I like this
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah, if you're ready to write an offer on this home, others might be able to write. But I would then turn around and say, let me call the agent and see what kind of activity they're getting,
How
if they
many
have an offer
offers?
coming in.
Yeah,
I would
makes
rather do
more
that,
sense.
Again, everybody's different, everybody does things different.
Do you call the A-list? Because I feel like, so my buyers, I always tell them that, like, hey, there's 2 offers on the table right now, one at asking price, one below, they won't give me the exact amount, you know, one over, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like that I'm working for the seller, you know. At a time when I tell my buyers,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
hey,
sorry, but I missed something, say that again.
so I always call the agent and ask if there's offers. And then when I present it to my buyer, it almost seems like I'm working for the seller. Because I'm telling you, hey, there's 2 offers on the table, both of them at asking price. You know,
How
do
do
you want?
you know they're at asking price? You shouldn't know that.
You shouldn't know that.
No, and if that listing agent is telling you that, they are breaching their fiduciary responsibility. So for instance, if, yeah, that's not good. Just like, you know, once they enter, it's accepted and it goes into escrow, we don't tell anyone what offer was accepted. So that if it falls out in 3 or 4 weeks or what have you, and goes back on the market, if I already know that they've accepted 25 less than the list price, why would I ever bring them anything more than less than 20? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the responsibility of the seller, so.
Do you get some
They-
indication when you call? Like some indication, not necessarily something specific?
Yeah, they may have just told you, you know what, we have a couple really good offers.
Do they-
Letting you know that you need to convey to your buyer that they need to put their best foot forward.
For sure. Alright. But see, I've done that one too many times to my same buyer, and it almost seems like, oh, okay, this guy's trying to raise urgency, or oh, you know, oh, this guy's just wants me to put in a higher offer.
Yeah.
Well, this is also my lowballer buyer, so I'm kind of
Right.
But
See,
make
he's
the call
looking
in
through
front of
that
them.
lens.
Yeah.
Make the call while he's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
make sure he
yeah.
can hear the guy on the phone talking to you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good idea. It's also a good opportunity for you to be very real in who you are. And you can say, you know, Mr. Buyer, it's kind of unfortunate, but this is the kind of market because of our lack of inventory, where not only is there competition, but there are some agents that want to create a bidding war, you know.
That's
and
why they price it so
It's
low.
not comfortable. Right.
That's a,
See,
that's a listing strategy.
I personally, this is me, I don't like that listing strategy. I think it's kind of dishonest, and, you know, and it has a whole lot of us doing a whole lot of work when there's no way to a successful end. You know, they do that, REOs do that, you know, they're famous for that, right? They'll put it on here, create a bidding war, you know, they've taken that human element out of it, and, you know, everybody pays for it, right? So just be real with them, just saying, hey, you know what, I get it. There are maybe a few pieces to this business where there are players that do things very differently than I would do it, and I'm not sure what their sellers have asked for them to do, but in any case, we don't have any control over anyone else. All we have control over is ourselves, so we just need to analyze this house as best as we can, put forth our best offer, given our situation, because that's really the only information we have, you know.
Just a little bit more on, is it, so should a seller's agent also not say, I have 2 offers for over asking? Do you also not say that?
See, because me as a listing agent, I've told people I've had, you know, asking price offers. I shouldn't do that. I told it to like 2.
I stay away from, you know,
We've had really
we have
good
really
offers.
good offers.
Okay.
We've had really good offers.
And not even, and so the over asking, you wouldn't indicate that either?
Well,
Because is that breaching any fiduciary responsibility?
Right.
It doesn't sound like it.
I
It sounds like
guess you
it's
could,
pro
but if
your
somebody,
client.
yeah, if somebody were to say that to
And
me,
it's true,
I
if it's
would,
true.
I would take that to mean that they have full price or more.
Yeah, of course.
I would just take it to mean that, so,
And yet you haven't done your client, as a seller, a disservice by saying, I have 2 offers over asking.
you haven't,
You have not done your client, who is a seller,
oh, right.
a disservice.
No.
So you
no,
still are
right.
you're
Bring 'em
within your
in, bring 'em
fiduciary.
in, that part, that end, that's
So
a good thing.
That's what I just wanted to get clear on, because you said one over and 1 under or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So saying over, I have 1 or 2 or whatever, over asking is legitimate.
Because they might have like an extended escrow and maybe your seller wants that and you can use that as a bargaining tool, right? With the higher priced offer, say, yeah, but they're willing to go out 3 months. You know what I mean?
You just never know, that's right.
The more the better.
Okay.
Page 29, it's talking about regrouping and rethinking. If you've shown more than the average number of homes and your buyers have not made an offer, time to go back to the drawing board. Whatever the issue was, now it's time for you to rectify the situation. Sit down with your buyers back at the office and review your needs analysis. Perhaps there are things you didn't go over the first time. Get on the MLS together and refine your search. When a new set of homes come up, make appointments to see them immediately. So, you know, it's really important as we sit down, how do you like to communicate? And how quickly are you able to jump back, you know, jump in the car with me, if, you know, we keep our running shoes on now that we've, you know, kind of refined things. But this script is pretty good, getting to the bottom line with your buyers. You wanna read that, Erin?
Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what you are looking for doesn't exist. So we have to make a decision. One, you can step into a higher price point. Two, you can adjust your expectations. Three, you can step away from the home buying process for a year and see what happens. What is the best course of action for you?
There you go. If they're willing to adjust their expectations, do a new search. If not, recategorize them as a low priority buyer and stop devoting your showing time to them. Of course, you're gonna keep them on your marketing campaign. Okay? So, I don't believe I've taught this one before, and I didn't do the best job of timing. So I believe instead of breaking up into groups to do these buyer objections, I'm going to kind of pass over that. I do highly recommend, though, that with a partner you practice the scripts on these previous pages, taking the turns being the agents and the buyers. I also recommend, and I try to keep up with this. We have so many scripts. Some are great, some not so great. Maybe go through and highlight the one you like. I highly recommend that you get a 3-ring binder, just a little 1-inch 3-ring binder will do the trick. And scripts, so that when you see things that you like, you know, you go and you make a copy, ding, 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 and put it in there. And, you know, maybe different kind of scripts that they are. You can build a beautiful library, and it can be very, very handy when you're going to practice with your accountability partner and just, you know, studying, or maybe you're faced with a situation and you'd like some more information. Otherwise, these scripts are everywhere, all throughout our KW. I mean, they're just everywhere. So I highly recommend that you get a binder to take care of that. Talking about customer experience focus on page 31. You know, and what else would be helpful to have to ensure your buyers have an exceptional experience? There's a nice little list of things to take. In those office supplies, I don't know, I'm just a highlighting kind of gal. I love highlighters. I buy them by the case because they just work so beautifully. You know, from the very beginning when they're going to highlight what is important to learn more about or that they don't understand on any of the paperwork, to highlighting the listings when we're out and about with buyers. It's real important, I think, that you have a nice list here. I keep a tape measure in my glove box all the time. Digital camera, that's funny. Yeah, I have one of those. It's my phone. Page 32 is talking about showing homes, mocking showing a home. Probably the worst job I've done of timing. I'm sorry, we don't really have much time for that unless you'd like to spend 10 or 15 minutes on this one. It's up to you guys. I'm going to read through this. Show a home by pretending the classroom is the house. Point out features and benefits that correspond to the buyer's mock needs analysis and handle any objections raised. This can be kind of fun to do, but I don't think it's the end all. I do recommend maybe doing something like this when you're out previewing, right? I think that would be a great thing to do, out previewing. So putting it all together, action plan, preparing for your next class, and recalling and remembering. You can see on page 33. Be sure to bring your phone, your laptop, or your tablet, and your database to every class. I'll get that together. Any big questions, any ahas, anything you'd like to contribute or ask?
We learned a lot today in this class. Thank you so much, Jeanie.
I hope so. I hope so.
Thank you.
Got me more comfortable with the asking questions and
Good.
getting to decision making. I needed to take
Be
this
true to
class.
yourself, just be yourself when you're with buyers. I tell people, and I mean this in all sincerity, you know, if we choose to work together, I'll take care of you like you were my family. Because I believe in doing the right thing. Now, there are some challenging times in life where we need or want a commission check more than other times. It's okay to have the emotion, but don't act on it. Because I promise you one thing, if you always put your clients and customers' needs first and you serve them, everything you need is gonna come. All right, well, good luck, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Can I go show a house?
There you go, yeah, do that.